Good evening, everyone. Well, I am very honored to be here tonight. And when I was called over the summer about receiving the award, it took a while to soak in, because how do you accept the award for something that was meant for you to do? How do you accept the award for something that God has prepared you to do? But once it soaked in, I sent a text message out to my family and friends and said, this is the closest we're going to get to the Tonys. Get your shoes and dresses ready. So I want to thank a few people this evening. I want to say a thank you to Moffly Media for awarding me tonight. Thank you to Cece and the staff at Person to Person. Thank you to Deborah Hertz and President Levison for seconding my nomination. I'm accompanied tonight by a community of family and friends, and I just want them to raise their hand because it takes a community. Thank you. I want to give a special thank you to my daughter who flew in last night from college, taking 2 days off from classes. She knows I'm a stickler about missing class. But to be here tonight, she is the reason why. And thank you for letting me in. Everyone has a story, but then there are those like me who decide that my story is more of a testimony. And that testimony includes various organizations who have impacted my life over the years. It's Faith Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church. It's my sorority, Fairfield County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. It's the Women's Mentoring Network. And then there's Person to Person. And there's been several organizations over the years who have made a strong impact in my life, and I'm hoping that I made an impact in theirs as well. And I want to introduce to you Person to Person. I was introduced to Person 21 years ago. I was a teenage mother at the time. And during that time, I was going to Sacred Heart University, attending classes in the morning, and then throughout the day, I would come back to Stanford, go to work all day, full-time, and then go back and take classes at night. So twice a day, full-time work and full-time school. And while I was in the cafeteria, there were times that I would sit in the cafeteria, and I was surrounded by affluence, but I couldn't eat because I only had food stamps. And then at some point in time, once Person to Person got a whiff of that, they gave me a scholarship to help me with the basics. And there's two reasons why I remember that moment that they helped me. There's two. And I keep those moments close to my heart. They stick to my ribs. One is because it's a reminder of the grace of God. That's number one. And number two, when I walk through the doors of Person to Person, I had my dignity in place, and when I left, I had my dignity in place. Those are the two reasons why. If you know the saying by Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said to them. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So my decision to return to Person years ago, I made a phone call. How could I give back? And shortly after, I joined the board. That was 10 years ago. Because I decided we have a choice. We can either lay in bed with problems or we can get up with solutions. And I'm motivated by solutions. Solutions motivate me. In 2015 alone, Person to Person had some solutions for families in need. Person to Person prepared 800,000 meals with bags of food. Person to Person dressed families with 50,000 bags of clothing. We placed 500 kids in camp. We spent $340,000 sending 120 students to college. And we gave $400,000 in cash assistance to help families pay their rent, stay in their homes, and be able to keep their utilities on. This is what we do. We come up with solutions. When families are in need, they don't need rhetoric. They don't need philosophical conversations. Families are looking for solutions to problems. I'm a social worker, I know it. So when those solutions, the solutions that I just mentioned, when they don't motivate you, and we do get tired, then I'm motivated by the 11% of families who are still in poverty in Fairfield County, and 15% of those kids don't know where their next meal is coming from. How could that not motivate you? I'm motivated by that. That's why I give every day. I spend long hours at person to person, because I love what I do. Not because I was getting an award, because I love what I do. And I believe in what we do, and I believe in the families that we serve. And so my hope is that each one of you continue to seek out your passion. And I hope that tonight lights a fire for everyone in here, because we all can give. In the words of Winston Churchill, you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. Good night. Have a blessed night.